Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me one of really the best small school athletes that you could possibly get. His name is Patrick O'Connell. He is a linebacker out of Montana, previously out of Mary. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, you have a little bit of journey there if you don't mind, give us a little bit of that back history, if you don't mind. Tell me like where you're from and how you ultimately got to where you are right now at Montana.
Yeah, sounds good. So first of all, I'm from Kalispell, Montana, born and raised there. Played 3 sports growing up my whole life: basketball, football, and baseball. I went to Glacier High School, where I also played those same 3 sports. We won state championship in football one time, lost my senior year in the state championship, won in basketball my senior year, took second in baseball one of those years too. So I saw a lot of success in all 3 of the sports. Baseball was always my favorite growing up, actually, and that's why coming out of high school, I wanted to continue to play football and baseball, and ultimately that's what led me to go play at Division II school, play at the University of Mary. Those guys gave me an opportunity to play both. I kind of, coming out of high school, didn't have too many looks or offers from any big schools really, so that was my best bet, and took my chances there. Didn't quite work out as well as I wanted it to. So after my first semester of football, kind of packed it up and walked on at the University of Montana.
Great. So walking on there at Montana, which is interesting. Kind of want to backtrack at least a little bit. You had chatted a bit about some other sports that you were a part of, both basketball and baseball. I heard that you were a pretty good baseball player, man. Talk to me about those days.
Yeah, like I said, baseball was one of my favorite sports. I always thought that growing up, that baseball would be the sport that I would be playing in the future. I really love baseball. It's just, I don't know. Once I started playing football more, I kind of fell in love with football too, and it became just something that I really love doing. But yeah, baseball, I think it's a really fun sport. It's obviously a really hard sport to get up there and hit when guys are throwing in the 90s and they got dirty sliders and change ups and curveballs and everything like that. But I really like the challenge of it. It's really a mentally taxing game, especially when you're getting out so much. And it keeps you mentally locked in. I think every pitch the ball could come to you. It's just something that I enjoyed. And it kind of ran in my family. My 2 older brothers went and played college baseball. My younger brother plays college baseball right now. It's just something that we all did growing up, and it was a really fun time.
Cool. So obviously a big fan of baseball, but of course, a lot of people these days know you as a football player. So and an All-American at that. So I'm just kind of curious. I mean, obviously you have kind of moved on from baseball. What makes football so special for you? I mean, why do you like football so much?
Yeah. First and foremost, it's the hard work that comes that you have to put into being good at football. The hard work and the team aspect of the game. I really love the team aspect. Being around some of my best friends, being around my guys every day, lifting and running and training with them every day is super special, especially when you're with your dudes doing it. It's really fun going out there, looking at the guy across from you, knowing that you can basically do whatever you want to him, hit him, get off the block, do whatever you want, and then go make a tackle. It's pretty. I mean, it's the only sport like that. when you're older, you can't just go play pickup football. You can't just strap on the pads. It's kind of a one of a kind sport, and that's why I love football too. There's nothing like getting after the guy across from you. That's one of the most fun things to do. So I really enjoy football, obviously.
Right. So let's go ahead and talk about you as a prospect. I mean, obviously a linebacker. So tell me about you as a linebacker. You know, maybe like let's just kind of start with your height and weight, and just sort of explain to me what type of player you are out there for your guys' defense.
Yeah. So right now I'm still 6'2". Put on a little weight this off season. 6'2", 230 right now. Hope to be playing at around 235 this year, without sacrificing any speed, because that's obviously the name of the game right now, speed. Other than that, though, I think me as a linebacker, one of my biggest attributes, I guess, is that I can play multiple spots. If you watch our games, you'll see me coming off the edge. You'll see me blitzing over guards. You'll see me coming on a center, even going on center stunts and everything like that. And then at the same time, I'll be dropping off the line of scrimmage, playing coverage. I'll be playing in the middle, getting reads on guards and everything like that. I think that's just the defense that I'm in allows me to be very multiple, and that's the best way to put it. Is I can play multiple spots, inside, outside, edge, and what you name it.
Right. I mean, just looking at your statistics alone, they kind of, allude to that, obviously. So, I mean, you look at a guy who, went over 100 tackles, had 14 sacks. So definitely coming off of the edge there and doing some damage. So, how would you define, your defense there in Montana for the Grizzlies? So,
yeah, I'd say it's controlled chaos. I think we definitely move a lot. It's hard to scheme us because you don't know where the movement's coming from. That chaos it keeps the offense on their toes. They never know what we're going to throw at them, which is obviously the point of it. And I mean, I love playing in it. It gives me the ability to come off a lot of places. It gives me the ability to run and do things that I'm best at. I mean, it's pretty awesome defense, and I love playing in it. It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some very gritty, no nonsense type of players that are, just tough as nails out there for your guys' defense. I mean, just kind of looking back at some of the guys who I know you've played with there, like Jace Lewis. I mean, you have a great linebacker in him.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other guys there that maybe not everyone knows this upcoming season. Talk about your teammates.
Yeah. I mean, I love all my teammates. It's super fun playing with them, and they're the reason why I play this game. So start with my linebackers. One of my best friends, Marcus Wellnell. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does, especially I think he's really good at diagnosing plays, and he's really explosive, and he makes big plays. And I like I said, I don't think he gets enough credit for that. He's a fast and physical guy. He can play coverage. He can play in the box. He reads plays well, like I said. And then like you go to our whole defense. Obviously, we have Robbie Hauk, who isn't scared to throw his body into any situation. He'll go make a tackle. He'll lay it all on the line for your team. We got corners that like to hit. We got Justin Ford, obviously, who led the nation in interceptions. And not just that, he's not afraid to go take on a block and set the edge when he needs to, which is pretty special to find in a corner. We got a D-line that's fast and chaotic, like I said. We got big Alex Gubner holding down at nose tackle, and Eli Alford. Those two are very fast and physical, and they reap a lot of chaos up front. And our ends are fast and twitchy, which is awesome because I do a lot of stunts and games with them, which is pretty fun. You got it all over the board, so it's pretty awesome to play in it.
Right. I mean, obviously, you mentioned some guys there who I already know about, but it's just kind of nice to hear. You mentioned them and give some positive feedback on those guys. So I know some of those players, along with yourself, we had listed as some of the top prospects at the FCS and small school level. So certainly looking forward to what's going to happen this upcoming season. But just kind of going back to what you've been able to accomplish already, this past season, having just a phenomenal year, being named, all conference, all American, and being looked at as maybe one of the top linebackers that's going to get looks from the NFL. That's already getting looks from the NFL, and you're going to get some opportunities. So let's look back at your career so far. To date, is there maybe like I don't know, like a game or a play that really sticks out as maybe like your most memorable one?
I mean, there's obviously a bunch of plays and everything that I can go through, but I think the most important game of my career to just kind of launch my career was my sophomore year. We were playing Monmouth at home, and it was kind of lucky, to be honest, because the guy that was ahead of me, he hit the quarterback and he got flagged for a late hit. And I mean, it wasn't even really a late hit. When you look at film, it was kind of like a bang bang. But anyway, they threw the flag on him. Coach pulled him out to just settle him down, and he doesn't like personal fouls, so he took him out. And I went in the game, and that was kind of like my breakout game, where I had a sack, I had a couple TFLs, and like 10 tackles that game. And that was the first time I kind of emerged onto the scene, I guess, in that game. And from there, it just kind of kept rolling. And after that, I ended up starting 9 games my sophomore year, and then obviously last year was a hit. So I think that was the one moment that I kind of look at as the fire starter.
Yeah. So, and I think, I guess I would assume, obviously, obviously, Montana football, some of the best in the FCS. You guys definitely going to be in contention once again this year for national recognition. National title. Maybe we'll see. Hopefully see you guys. There at the very end. I mean, I know you guys have had some great success, and really looking forward to it. So, I kind of wanted to also give you, I don't know, some opportunity to maybe talk about some of the coaches that have poured into you over the years, whether it be at Mary, maybe even going back to high school or there at Montana. But is there maybe a lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks with you today?
I mean, there's plenty of lessons that I've taken away from all my coaches, really. Um, Obviously, it starts in high school. One of my favorite coaches of all time was Coach Grady Bennett, who played here at Montana. He kind of knows the ropes, knows the way of things, but it's not just he taught us not just the game of football, but taught us how to be a good young man. And that's one of the most important things that has stuck with me, especially from him. One thing that I always refer back to is do the right thing even when it's hard. And that's one of the most important things that he taught me along the way with all the X's and O's of the game. And then another one from high school is my linebacker coach, Coach Smith. I owe a lot of my success to him. He kept me on the field. Honestly, my sophomore year, I was traveling around playing baseball all over the country, doing tournaments in Florida, Arizona, Denver. And I was about ready to hang up my cleats in football, but he kept me alive. He kept me on the field, and he convinced me to keep playing and told me that things are going to get better and better, and I'm going to keep developing. And so I owe a lot of my success to him because without him, I wouldn't even be playing football. So, and then looking forward, I went to UMary. Coach Jason Thier, who I've mentioned before in previous interviews and stuff, he really helped me understand the game of football more. He would take the time to sit down and discuss defenses in depth more, show me the X's and O's, while also teach me how to be a good man. And then coming to Montana, obviously Coach Bear, my linebackers coach and defensive coordinator. I mean, he's a top tier coach. No matter where, if he was a FBS or FCS, he'd be a top tier coach no matter where he is. The man puts in more hours than anyone I've ever met. He puts in more film study than anyone I've ever met, and he gets us prepared and so ready. And he's taught me how to be a fast and physical linebacker and never slowing down, just going through guys. He knows more football than honestly anyone that I've ever met. It's pretty crazy. So obviously Coach Hauk and for giving me the opportunity to even play on this team and believing in me and trusting in me to make plays. There's so many coaches along the way that I owe it to, but those are some of the most important ones along the way.
Great. And I know, again, like you said, you got some coaches that are there that are still coaching you up to be the best player that you possibly can be. Obviously, some great coaches there at Montana that has really been able to churn out some excellent talent at the next level. So definitely looking forward to seeing what's in your future there for sure. So I do want to step off the football field a little bit. I'm kind of curious as to maybe who you are like outside of this game. So tell people about who Patrick O'Connell is, maybe something interesting about you, fun, unique hobbies, or anything about you that you want to share.
Yeah. Let me start with the hobbies. So outside of football, I love doing stuff with my friends, especially in Montana. I mean, we always hang out together. We go out and do stuff, going on hikes, going fishing, going hunting, going up to mountain lakes and just jumping in the freezing cold water.
Crazy people.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just things like that. I love hanging out with my family, going up to Flathead Lake, which is in Kalispell, close to Kalispell. We spend a lot of time up there. Anything outdoors, just hanging out, playing cornhole, playing spike ball. Recently, me and a bunch of my buddies, we played in a softball tournament. We do that every year, so that's pretty fun. There's a lot of stuff. Skiing in the winter, just being out doing some ice fishing, everything. Other than that, though, like I said, I like spending a lot of time with my family. That's kind of who I am. I like being around my family and the people closest to me. I keep it pretty tight with them. So I'd say I'm a family man.
Interesting. Just kind of sharing a little bit about, some of the things that you like to do outdoors, maybe when the weather's a little colder than most other places in the United States. So, and being able to really just absorb that and, take in nature and that sort of thing, doing fishing or whatever. But hey, man, to each his own. Maybe not necessarily something I would do, but hey, it sounds like you have a lot of fun with it. So nice to get that from you. Hey, as we begin to wrap things up, I want to give you one last opportunity. I mean, I know that there are some scouts that are all on you, man, and really expecting you to do some great things this upcoming season. And I want to give you the opportunity to talk to them and tell them what kind of prospect you would be for them if they took a chance on you, maybe drafted you, signed you, and brought you into their program. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
Yeah, thank you. I just say that first and foremost that what you're going to get is consistency, no matter what I'm doing. Not even just consistency, but 110% consistency, effort, and everything like that. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to give it all that I got. And I'm going to be consistent in what I'm doing, no matter what it is. If it's my training, if it's my on-field play, if it's drills, if it's everything. I've always been raised to do everything with the best of my ability, and that's what you're going to get from me. Is I'm always going to be going 110% no matter what. You can throw on the tape and you can see that every play I'm going to give it all that I have. I'm going to leave it all on the field. And I think that's one of the most important things about me. Like I said, I love all the people around me. I love making people around me better. I always push people. I like getting the best out of people, no matter if it's in the weight room or on the field or in the locker room, making sure people are always doing the right thing. I love being a leader. I love the challenges of being a leader. And I love being a helper for not just younger guys, but all the guys around me. And I really embrace the role of being a leader. Other than that, I mean, I love learning the game of football. Obviously, there's something no one's ever going to master the game of football 100%. So I love learning. I love getting in the film room, and I love studying, not just by myself, but with my teammates, like I said, to make us all together better. And I obviously love the game of football and love being with my teammates. I love the brotherhood of it, and I love every second of it with them. And I don't think that's ever going to change. And there's just something that when I step on the field, it just clicks, and it's just like a whole new person. I've always been one to be a good guy off the field and do the right thing. And then when I get on the field, I'm still going to be doing the right thing, but I'm just it's just something that flips on, and it's something that I love doing.
No, man, definitely understand that and appreciate this interview, man. I mean, I think a lot of people already know you as a player. They've seen you in action. I know that you got a lot going for you as a prospect, whether that be getting your versatility, you're able to play inside and on the edge. And then also, like you said, being a quality leader there for your program. Definitely a lot that you bring to the table as a prospect. Want to wish you best of luck this upcoming season and everything else that you got going on, man. I know that this is a very exciting time in your life with these changes happening and the professional thing going to happen very soon for you. So wish you all the best. All right.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you having me on.
Sure, no problem. Once again, Patrick O'Connell, linebacker out of Montana. Definitely check him out.